Coldplay were performing in Boston this week. As always, they set up a giant screen. During the concert, their cameras turned to some of the fans, but two of them did not seem to like it.
Yeah, romantic embrace, shall we say.
While Coldplay's concerts are usually remembered for glowing wristbands and songs about love, this time they're being remembered for something totally different. Because while Chris Martin was joking with fans in Boston, calling out a couple who seemed either very shy or having an affair, reports say that moment turned into one of the strangest scandals of the year.
An affair or simply shy? In this case, it was the former. It was an affair. And to make it worse, it wasn't any random fan or any random affair. The person caught on camera was the CEO of a major tech company with his HR head.
Think about how weird this is. A famous rock band known for bringing people together and good vibes somehow became the setting for a business disaster. A CEO quitting his job and one of the most bizarre PR stunts involving Gwyneth Paltrow you'll ever hear. According to USA Today and multiple fan videos, what started as a playful hello on the big screen turned into online chaos when tech CEO Andy Byron was spotted in the clip, not with his wife, but with a coworker. Within days, sources confirm, Astronomer's board put him on leave, then accepted his resignation. And the crazy part? Coldplay never even meant for it to be a kiss cam in the first place. Chris Martin finally spoke up in August, standing on stage in Hull and calling the whole thing a mess. "It's not, never will be, and never was a kiss cam," he said, according to fans' footage. "We pick people to say hello, and sometimes," he admitted with a smile, "they turn up to become a huge international scandal."
But if you're going to have
probably shouldn't go to a Coldplay concert in the first place.
That's actually a very good point. I mean, they kind of deserved it. And look, an HR manager being brought down to is quite funny as well. But seriously, don't do it in public, for goodness sake. Coldplay now is actually taking the time.
It was Martin's way of laughing through the mess. But behind that humor was something no musician ever expects: being at the center of a boardroom crisis. Astronomer, the data company once led by Byron, rushed to save face with a statement about standards of conduct, then doubled down with a weird marketing move, getting Martin's ex-wife, Gwyneth Paltrow, for a joking ad campaign to fix the brand's image. That's right, the same woman Martin once sang love songs to was suddenly the corporate face cleaning up after his concert scandal. And if that isn't the craziest twist to a story already full of irony, just wait until you hear how the internet reacted when the proof started pouring in. Insiders say what made this moment explode wasn't just the video itself, but what happened next. Within hours of the Boston concert, clips of Chris Martin's "either they're shy or they're having an affair" joke were spreading across TikTok and Reddit. According to social media records, internet detectives froze the footage, zoomed in, and started figuring out who the man and woman caught on the big screen were. Theories started flooding in, with one viral post claiming, "That's Andy Byron, the CEO of Astronomer, and that's not his wife." What could have been forgotten in a night of music suddenly turned into digital detective work, where every freeze frame became possible evidence. Reports suggest fans compared LinkedIn profiles, looked through company bios, and within 48 hours, Byron's name was trending worldwide. Not for his business, but for what looked like a stolen moment at a Coldplay show.
We'd like to say hello to some of you in the crowd. How we're going to do that is we're going to use our cameras and put some of you on the big...
By July 18th, Astronomer's board of directors had seen enough. Sources close to the company claim internal discussions were panicked, with senior staff warning about the damage to their reputation if they didn't act fast. The company put out a statement saying Byron was placed on leave, and within a single day, he quit. That speed raised eyebrows in tech circles. Why so fast? Industry insiders guessed that Astronomer wasn't just worried about one video, but about deeper culture issues it might expose. Their public statement emphasized leaders are expected to set the standard in both conduct and accountability, a line that, according to critics, basically admitted the big screen moment wasn't the first red flag. And that's when Chris Martin's casual joke officially turned into a global news story, with fans asking, did Coldplay just accidentally cause the downfall of a tech company? Reports suggest Astronomer's first damage control statement didn't calm anyone down. If anything, it made things worse. Critics on LinkedIn and Twitter argued that the company's vague wording, "standards not met," left too much to the imagination. What standards? Was it just about appearances or something bigger? That gap created space for guessing, and social media did what it always does. it filled in the blanks. Screenshots of the concert clip kept circulating, paired with commentary about tech's culture problem, where executives say one thing publicly but behave very differently behind the scenes. Industry blogs jumped on it, with one outlet writing that the Byron situation says more about corporate hypocrisy than Coldplay ever could. And all of this was happening while Chris Martin, who had made the original joke, stayed publicly quiet, leaving fans to wonder how he felt about accidentally destroying a CEO's career. But then came the twist no one could have predicted: Gwyneth Paltrow. Just days after Byron's resignation, Astronomer released a joking video starring Martin's ex-wife as a temporary spokesperson. According to company insiders, the campaign was meant to show humor and strength, but critics say it felt bizarre, like adding fuel to the fire. Here was Gwyneth, the Oscar-winning actress and lifestyle mogul, joking on behalf of the very company whose scandal had started at her ex-husband's concert. The irony was almost too much for the internet to handle. Memes exploded across TikTok, comparing Martin's heartfelt songs for Gwyneth with her new role cleaning up after his onstage banter. Sources say even some employees felt caught off guard, wondering why their company was doubling down on celebrity irony instead of addressing its leadership crisis. And with every passing day, what could have been a one-week viral moment was turning into a saga that Coldplay, Astronomer, and Gwyneth Paltrow were all unwillingly tied to. By the time Coldplay returned to the UK leg of their tour in August, the scandal had become impossible to ignore. Fans were showing up with signs referencing Kiss Cam, and entire Reddit threads were analyzing whether Chris Martin would say anything. When he finally did, sources say the crowd erupted. At Craven Park in Hull, Martin leaned into the microphone with a half grin and declared, "I'm going to say this once and once only. It's not, never will be, and never was a kiss cam." According to fan-shot videos, the audience broke into laughter, but beneath that humor was a clear frustration. Martin called the Boston moment a mess, admitting it had spiraled far beyond what anyone expected. "We pick people out to say hello," he told them, "and sometimes they turn up to become an internationally massive scandal. Sure, but most of the time we're just trying to say hello." It was equal parts apology, denial, and public service announcement, and for a band that prides itself on bringing people together, it felt like Martin was drawing a line in the sand. He wanted everyone to know Coldplay didn't sign up to be part of anyone's downfall. Yet his statement didn't close the book. If anything, it brought the conversation back to life. Reports suggest fans immediately clipped his comments and pushed them across social media, with one viral caption reading, "Chris Martin wants out of this mess." Critics argued his explanation was too little, too late, and that his Boston joke had already crossed a line. Some even accused him of making things worse by joking either they're having an affair or very shy, a phrase that insiders claim still hurt Byron's family weeks later. Meanwhile, other fans defended Martin, pointing out that he never could have predicted the fallout and that blaming a musician for a CEO's personal decisions was unfair. The debate became its own world. YouTube breakdowns, TikTok conspiracy threads, even Twitter jokes about Chris Martin destroying tech careers with a smile. And in the middle of it all, Astronomer's reputation kept taking hits, as industry voices questioned whether their board had overreacted or if the scandal revealed a deeper culture of instability. By late August, the conversation was no longer just about one man's resignation. It had become a case study in how a single unscripted moment can reshape careers, companies, and even a rock band's carefully crafted story. The strangest part of this entire saga is how it refused to fade. Most viral scandals burn out in days, but this one kept coming back because every piece of it was ironic. Reports say Andy Byron's resignation left astronomers scrambling for leadership, and whispers in tech circles suggested some clients questioned whether they could trust the company's stability. Then there was Gwyneth Paltrow's appearance, which insiders claimed divided employees. Some thought it was clever, others called it tone-deaf. Meanwhile, Chris Martin had to keep walking on stage night after night, knowing fans were waiting for him to address the so-called kiss cam. It was as if the story kept breathing new life, not because of one scandalous clip, but because of the ripple effects tying together music, tech, and Hollywood's strangest family connection. Industry observers argue this may become a cautionary tale. A single moment at a concert, one camera shot, one casual joke, toppled a CEO and forced one of the world's biggest bands to issue disclaimers mid-show. According to reports, Astronomer's attempt to laugh it off with a celebrity ad didn't stop the bleeding. Instead, it highlighted just how absurd the situation had become. And as for Chris Martin, he handled it with his usual soft-spoken humor, but fans could sense the tension. The man who built his career singing about fixing you now found himself unintentionally at the center of someone else's very public unraveling. The lesson? In today's world, every stage, every screen, every big screen moment can become the start of an international scandal. The real story isn't whether Coldplay ever had a kiss cam, it's how one tiny concert interaction exposed how fragile reputations are at the highest levels of business and entertainment. So, what do you think? Was Chris Martin unfairly dragged into this, or should he have known the risks of joking about an affair on stage? Drop your theories in the comments, smash that like button if this story shocked you, and don't forget to subscribe for more celebrity secrets. And if you want to see another wild Hollywood scandal that spun completely out of control, click right here. You won't believe how it ends.